Hi guys, Kirk and Jay here with Kirk, Giordano Plastering. Today, I want to show you guys some interior stuff. A lot of people call and say, Kirk, can you show more interior stuff? We show about 1 out of 10 projects we do, so we're trying to show a wee bit more. Anyway, I'm going to show you some old wood lath. This is timber lath or redwood lath, whatever you want to call it, guys. It's old wood lath and it's tacked on the studs every 3/8 of an inch. 3 millimeters, whatever you want to say. As long as our plaster goes through, it's fine. Now, this board right here, this is blue board. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to skim coat this. As I skim coat, I'll explain what we're doing and why. Now, this gives me a chance to keep working and do a couple things at the same time. Now, this blue board that I'm covering, you say, what is blue board? What's gypsum board? What's sheetrock? Well, sheetrock is gypsum board. Gypsum board started right after the old lath and plaster. So gypsum board technically replaces lath and plaster. Now you can call gypsum board sheetrock or drywall. Means the same thing, guys. Now, the question people are always asking me is, Kirk, what's the difference between green board, blue board, and sheetrock? Well, as I said a minute ago, sheetrock, all that is gypsum. So green board, now that's made for bathrooms or kitchens. Why? Because it's a little bit more, well, it's water resistant. Notice I didn't say waterproof because that's a dirty word in the industry. Nobody says their products are waterproof. They say the green board is water resistant and mold resistant. Now, you might have noticed I'm going over a blue board right here. What's the blue board for? Well, if you go online, you can spend hours trying to figure out what the heck blue board is for. But technically, it's made for plasters, veneers in particular. And there's a lot of veneers. You can go with diamond, Keens, just a ton of different veneers. And no, I don't know the names of all of them. But to make a long story short, if, say, for example, this wasn't blue board and it was just regular gypsum board, you can put Plaster Weld on it, guys. This stuff here, Plaster Weld, and it'll adhere any product, any tape and mud you use, any compound you use, any veneer plaster you use. So it's kind of overrated, but we do a lot of this stuff where we'll skim the blue board or the green board or any of that stuff. I'm going to show you something while I'm at it because I got to let this set. Now technically I was going to do this whole bottom here, wrap around. We got some weird thing with this pipe here. Pipe was showing, so we're just reinforcing it with mud on the top of the pipe, then some fiber mesh on top of that, and really will get it secure. So this is going to have to set for about, let me get one more scoop on here. It's going to have to set for about a minimum of 10 minutes before I can rod it. But I'll show you something in regards to the blue board since I'm encountering it on this particular job. All right, over here, say for example, now this fella, he's got on his bathtub here, he wants to waterproof the bathtub. Who doesn't? Well, it's an old-fashioned tub. The surrounds here are just as round as this. It does not have the flange that goes up an inch. So, I mean, he put the blue board but on it, and I said, well, gee whiz, man, what are you going to do with the blue board? You can't plaster it. It won't waterproof it. And he says, well, the guys are coming. They're going to put, say, like a Vicor on here. Vicor is like this peel and stick stuff. This is DuPont's peel and stick, and it's great stuff. It'll stick onto the flange, and of course you got to prep your flange. That's either with some Goo Gone or some denatured alcohol. You prep this real well. You stick it here, you come up. Getting back to the blue board, was it necessary for this? No, because technically he could have put any kind of board here. Green, the blue board, again, as I said earlier, it's for veneer plaster. But what they're going to do first is they're going to put a membrane on here, whether they use Vicor by, say, what's this? Grace product, whether or not they use Vicor or some DuPont product, it doesn't matter because they're going to put this here, then they're going to screw wire on here, then they're going to plaster that. But they're going to waterproof this anyway, so the blue board wasn't really necessary. I see that a lot. I just figured I'd answer that question. Personally, on my own house, I just went and I put plywood. Then I put my Vicor on it and put wire and skimmed it. It took me about an hour and it was prepped for tile. Anyway, getting back to this guy here now. We're not really ready for it, but say for example, you could use a derby here. Now, you take this wall to this wall and you just pull it up. And that kind of gives you your grounds. Where you have something in the way, such as that light, you just tilt it a little bit. Boom. That gives you your grounds. That's all true and plumb right there. And I got all this excess mud that I'm going to put right back in the bucket. Like, just set that there because technically I still need that to set a little bit. Now, what I could do also is I can take a big swimming pool trowel. Now this is my Congo trowel. Notice, guys, it's not completely round. It's square right here. It's straight right here, and it's just the corners are arched. That's it. But this is flat, and this is flat. It's a 5-inch, 20-inch trowel. Most people, it's too big for you guys to use it. But for me, I like it because it's like using this derby here. I can take it, and I can come here half. Take half of this wall. Then I can take the other half right here, say, and just make it pretty. Of course, when this sets another 5-10 minutes, I just go back over it and get all the lines out, and that'll give me a straight finish like that. Anyway, guys, we're still busy here. I'm going to take this all the way around here. I thought I'd point out, because we have blue board in here, what the difference between regular sheetrock, blue board, and green board actually is. Anyhow, my name is Kirk, Jason on the camera. As usual, we thank you for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.